What is up, YouTube? What is up, everybody? Hope everyone's having a good week, good Friday. Hope you all have a good weekend as well. Um, we're just gonna have a nice little back testing session tonight. See see what kind of insight, what we can learn here tonight. And just have a uh chill video here. So get right into it. I'm going to backtest Euro USD today. If you guys remember from the last backtesting session that I did, I kind of just go with the flow. And that's pretty much what I'm gonna do tonight. Um, just gonna kind of mark up things that I see, and then kind of explain along the way. All right, so let's hop into it here. So when I back test, I like to start, all the way at the beginning of the chart, um, and go through the whole chart, and kind of like a practice session. See what I uh, can find, maybe see if I can learn anything on my own, see what I can do. Um, yeah, stuff like that. So let's hop into it. So as we see right here, and also, with these back testing sessions, I might silently mark something up and um, not really explain too much of it. I do apologize for that, but my back testing sessions are uh it's my time, right? It's it's my time to practice and really grow my insight on the market. And it's when I'm focused and when I'm studying and trying to you know really hone my craft, right? Like sharpen my own skills, if that makes sense, So sometimes I might explain something pretty well, and then sometimes I might not explain something at all. But either way, you should be paying attention. If you catch something, um, watch it over a couple times and see if you can understand what I'm seeing on certain things that I might not explain fully, if that makes any sense. So let's get into it. So start of the chart here on Euro USD. We see a high, a low, a high, a low, right, and then a higher high, and then we get a just a minor low, but then a huge push to the upside here, right? So after after this structure right here gets broken, price retraces back into this area per se. So if we look on the monthly chart, right, or on the line chart, excuse me, you guys can see that point of structure here had that pullback and then a continuation and then a retracement. So price comes back here, here. So there was a entry a little higher and then one a little lower, right? And I bet you on the lower time frames, um, there might be entries around these areas in particular. So we'll see that as well. I can see that there's a break of structure, retracement, break of structure, retracement, and you can see that clearly here on the line chart. So rally, retracement, rally, retracement, and then a huge rally to the upside. So from these setups here, right, we had this huge bullish push to the upside and created a higher high, right? And then this technically, this right here would technically be a lower low, because this, or excuse me, sorry, a higher low, a higher low, right? Because this low is technically higher than the previous low. But what happens, right from our trading range uh, here to here, right? This is the new trading range here. What happens, you know, is price would have to eventually get back up to this supply area. Even if it was going to buy past this area here, right? So even if it was going to buy past this area, it would still have to get up to this area regardless. But what happens, right? In this area, we create a lower high. And what happens here, right? We get a nice rejection and a huge push to the downside for, let's say, 2,814 pips plus 3,000 plus, right? So crazy setup, lower high. But then what does this do? You see this low right here. Price closes below that, giving us a lower low now, giving us a lower low, right? Now what happens here, right? Well, here's our new trading range from here to here. So now price is down here. It has to retrace back up into that supply area eventually, right? So price gets back up into that supply area. And I can tell you right now, there's probably a setup right here on a lower time frame. And then possibly maybe some buys in that area as well. We'll see what it looks like as we drop down into the lower time frames there. Also, I think on this back testing session, it is pretty late, 1 o'clock in the morning. We're working, we're grinding, we're up, we're learning, we're sacrificing our sleep for our future. We work hard, right? We're not, we're not out partying, we're not out, doing nonsense, wasting money. We're trying to gain intelligence to stay consistent with our trading, right? So we'll I think the lowest I'm gonna go on this is the daily time frame, just because it is pretty late. Um, but if we look in this area, what do we have now? A lower high, right? And why is that a lower high? Because this high is lower than this previous high. And what happens? Well, I'm pretty sure there might be setups here, here, shift in structure, and price doesn't come back down into that area. Lower high, lower low, lower high, right? And then what? A huge push to the downside creates lower low. And where is structure broken at? Right? Major structure right here. Major structure, we see price go across. It comes back, retraces, and look at this shift in market structure right here in this area. Right here, you see? Right? So price comes back to that area there very cleanly. And same right here. I remember back a while back, yeah, 2019. I remember a while back, I was buying around this area as well on Euro USD, but price comes back into that area. And what happens, right now, the market has broken structure, created that lower low. And if you could see closely here, which is kind of crazy, um, if we're looking at this point of um, structure around this area here, right? This is what's crazy. What happens if I put a box actually around this last selling candle, right? This last selling candle before this huge buy to the upside. I want you to notice what happens over here. So this whole thing, see this whole candle here? So we put that from the wick to wick. There's not that much of a wick to uh there's not that much of a wick on the upside there, but um we have a long wick on the downside. But if we notice here, which we'll see on the lower time frame, we'll um, we'll study around that area there. Beautiful setup. All right. So now let's go down to the weekly time frame and let's study the areas that we had seen on the monthly. All right. So let me pick a different color here for the weekly. Let's go green. Oh, look at that buy. That's such a clean buy right there. Same thing, right? You see the 2 monthly areas that we had circled there, right? With these two lines, one was higher, one was lower, correct? But if we look on that chart again, on the line chart, right, we see this buy up from that initial area, right? We see that buy up, small retracement, and another buy up that broke structure right around in this area here. Broke structure here. So what do? Draw a line out. Now we have a weekly point of interest. Now, off of that higher area, right, from that monthly point of interest, we see a shift in market structure right here, a break in structure here, and then we have very clean rejections here on the weekly time frame. And let's not fool ourselves. On the weekly time frame, these rejections here from this low at least to this high, 300 pips, almost 330. From here to here, 360. And then from that third rejection all the way up to maximum profit there was 1600 pips. So that's pretty wild. Liquidity captured, right? Break of structure, and then return to point of interest, probably around there, right? And we can study those areas, on the daily time frame, study that area. Unfortunately, price broke structure, came back up, but it didn't get all the way back up to this supply area there. That's unfortunate. Once again, here we have a drop base drop, right? I used to use these setups all the time. I don't really look at them too much anymore. But a lot of them can be highly profitable. Uh, but if we look at the initial rejection, the initial reaction from that area, right? We have a liquidity grab in this area. Why is that a liquidity grab? Because this high right here just breaches this high to the left of it, but while rejecting structure in a bearish market. Now, now we're down in that structure, um, that second, because remember this was the first one and this was the second rejection. Remember on the monthly here, we had one and then two. So here's a nice setup, right? There's inefficiency up here, which is why we saw this rejection over here. Also, we had this monthly point of interest, but as price trades down and creates this low, right? Um, there's setups inside of this trend. So here is a buying candle right here, right? And look where price comes back to that huge drop off to the downside. And where does price retrace back into? That area, right? That supply area. And then once again, if we took the fib from the high to the low, this would just be, I'll put the line on for you. This would just be breaching equilibrium, right? So we can look around that area in here on the daily time frame when we get there. Now price trades up into that lower high, and I'm sure that there's probably setups, maybe not there, but probably there, there, maybe there, right here, right? Right? So the only setups were here, here. Price didn't come back down all the way on this one. And then you could have been a buyer in that market here, which would have given you max 438 pips. So one thing to take into consideration here, right? We identified on the monthly time frame that we were bearish with the lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? So monthly is super bearish. But you have to understand when when the market, let's just say let's just say this is the monthly time frame, right? Well, to get from here to here or from here to here, the lower highs, right? For the lower highs to get created on that monthly time frame, um, something has to happen, right? And there has to be a lower time frame shift in structure to get back up into that area, right? To then uh go back in line with the higher time uh the overall direction of the higher time frame. So Hopefully that makes sense, right? And you guys can see that a lot in these areas here. Um, when these lower lows get created, right, we get that shift in market structure and then a break of structure um, to create that minor bullish structure back to the upside to then create the lower highs, right? So hopefully this is making sense so far for you guys. So I'm just kind of marking up, doing my own thing, studying, see breaks of structure, retest, break of structure, retest, break of structure, retest. Where am I at? There we are. Looks like a little liquidity grab up into that monthly point of interest. Remember the gray is our monthly, right? And monthly, right? So that's pretty much it for the weekly. You guys can see so far Euro USD has been super bearish. Um, let's hop down to the daily time frame now. And let's go back all the way again. And we're just going to study now on the daily time frame, maybe entries or setups, whichever, from the weekly and the monthly points of interest. So let's find a different color here. Let's go yellow. Yellow look good. All right. Um, actually, I'm not going to do the part without the wicks. I'm gonna go ahead and skip forward. There we go. We had that rejection from that weekly point of interest, right? Our green was our weekly. We had a strong push to the downside with a break of structure. And then what happened? We had a area of consolidation and then another break of structure right here, right? And price trades back up into that supply area. You can see the last bit of buying here before price went to the downside again. Price trades right back up into that supply area for nice possible sells. We can see how what the max profit was from this area here, 225 pips, right? So what I want you guys to understand is, from these areas here, if you go for say 40 or 50 pips or so, right? Um, there would be no excuse for you not to be able to capture your 50 pips when 230 pips was given, right? And a break of structure, a little retracement there, possible rejection right there. Uh, yeah, I mean, it got pretty close. Um, so we had one, two, three rejections from this gray line. And if you remember, let me see here. Well, actually, that gray line was from a demand area that had broken right here. Um, so I guess this would be its own setup in this kind of area of consolidation right here, right? And if we look, right, did this low break this low right here? No, it didn't. Did this low break this low right here? No, it didn't. But did this low break this low right here? Yes. Yes, it did. So we can look back into that area here, or maybe even there. I prefer the highest area, and you can see on the candlestick chart, right there was a nice wick rejection there. And let's say we sold this to at least the previous low, right? So 180 pips for a maximum of 330 exact pips. So, um, we see this area up here. Well, first off, I see something else up in this area. Let's see that low of structure right there, right? Nice two rejections there. Um, I'm getting pretty tired here actually, so I think I'm going to end this back testing session there. Hopefully it was pretty insightful for you guys. I'm probably going to do another back testing session tomorrow. Um, we'll probably go more in depth, and go to the lower time frames as well. Um, but hopefully that was pretty insightful for you guys. Hopefully you learned quite a bit. Hopefully these back testing sessions help you guys understand help you guys understand how to start back testing on your own, so you can start practicing on the charts here to start to get a base of you know how you trade, how you understand the market, and what you look for. So if you guys like these back testing sessions, give me a like, subscribe to the channel, y'all. I got 83,000 views. I got 83,000 viewers, and only 1,600 of you guys are subscribed. So subscribe to the dang channel. Keep me in the algorithm. Comment down below anything you guys might like to see from me in the future, and stay tuned. Tomorrow we're gonna probably have another back testing session. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.